Hey guys, welcome back to the recap here for this Friday after we had a New Year's Eve and day. Not a whole lot going on in those days. We took the time to relax a little bit for ourselves, just like hopefully a lot of you have, and got real rested and ready for 2026. Here we are, 26 guys, 26. It's going to be a good year. Hopefully you have some good goals, hopefully some strategy set up for yourself, what you want to do. Maybe you want to read some books more, get more educated in the field. I'm assuming that's because while you're watching us, that's what we had too, is goals. We have strong goals for this year to actually put ourselves into everything that we can to help out other people like us as well. We're all in this journey together. If anybody said they made it, it's because they want to just retire and relax. There's always growth, there's always development, there's always new systems. Things are always changing in this space, and that's a good thing. That's why we like it. That is a career for sure. That's just how industries are. Nothing ever becomes stationary, but it can get X. So I would say they're stationary, especially with stuff that's going on today with AI. AI is definitely taking on the responsibilities for a lot of positions, and it's not necessarily a negative thing, but it's something that we need to pay attention to. There's always big things in history that have brought this on, and I know if you go back and look, it's a big push. And one of the biggest things I remember it's been actually years ago, but when the iPhone came out, a lot of people laughed at the smartphone. I remember people talking about it where they were saying, hey, why anybody wants that? Why do we need that? Phones are phones. We just need to answer them, whatever. I don't want something that doesn't have buttons on it. All kinds of stuff was coming up. And then all of a sudden, this huge shift happened, and it was just like poof. The shift moved everybody into, it was cool to have a smartphone. And, oh, do you have one? And you're starting to see that actually happen in the AI market right now. All of a sudden, it was always a joke about AI, and then all of a sudden now it is AI. Everybody's starting to use it. I hear people talking about it all the time, just what they have done with it. You still hear the stuff that people are like, "Oh, AI did that." Well, so what? That still happens. That is the change. Embrace it, or it's going to basically bowl you over. It's going to come into and help us out in so many ways. Is it going to change the world? Yes. Is it going to rule the world? No. But it's just another tool that we have. But it's taking the ability for us to be able to learn and capitalize on so much knowledge that we never have been able to do at the capacity. You just had to put a lot of energy into a lot of stuff just to be able to move forward in small advancements for yourself. And today, and what I'm going to talk about is actually trading, and that's because that's what we're always talking about. Is if you talk to trading world back in the day, and I'm talking year ago and back, they would always tell you, hey, eventually your eyes will get used to the patterns on the charts. Just watch the charts. You'll eventually figure out what it's telling you. How? I don't even know what it's supposed to tell me, so how am I supposed to know what I'm looking for? Yeah, well, eventually you'll figure it out if you just hang out and that's how the trading world works. There's not even an education around this. There isn't even school. Yeah, you can go learn how to be an analyst and analyze certain things in charts and then be able to make some projections. And then eventually what happens is, yeah, you start to understand the patterns, and everything in life has patterns and cycle. You do it all the time, even probably in a career that you're in. But anyways, that's what our goal is to be able to take that learning curve and utilize what AI has given it to you, and that's what we have been working on, is giving you a professional trader that can have you look at the charts with you, give you the guidance, have that when you first start to drive. Or maybe you're just getting into learning how to drive, but you want that expert in the car with you to tell you, don't do this, do this will happen if you don't, and all that kind of stuff. That way you know you're doing it right the first time. You're not making bad habits on something that you think is okay. So that's really what AI can do for you in so many things. I would say embrace it for that reason and think of it that way. Not just some guy that's making a funny video or making a picture on whatever, and then we're like, is that real or not? Come on, like that's just the fun part of AI. Let's get into the real part of what AI really can do for you. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the charts and check out what happened today. And things are starting to get a little energy, and I can't wait till next week starts to get back on track, and we can really get everybody back on the game, and we're going to start to hit in January because things are starting to kick, and you can already see that energy right now. So we have a whole engine built into Kabroda.com that runs the levels every single day when the market opens. It grabs that first 30-minute candle and then creates your high and your low in the last 24 hours for you. And really, the reason why we go to the last 24 hours, because there's a lot that happens in the crypto industry. So you're looking at the London market, the Asian market, the Sydney market. So those are all happening when the U.S. market shuts down. So if you're a trader all over the world, you're going to be taking action on different time frames in different sessions. Of course, we are in the United States, so we are looking at the New York session. But I want to know what happened in all the sessions, because all that information is what's really going to show us what's going to happen even in the New York session, or the U.S. session. So we all know this happened through here, and I will say, hey, let's jump on, and I'll flip on an indicator, and you can see the different sessions because they're labeled. It's not a big surprise, right? You have the New York right here, then the afternoon of the New York, and then you had the Asian, the London. Look how this price action climbed all the way up through here. And really, you were creating this movement all the way through the different markets, right? So that's important. I want to know what's happening here. Because I can use that data. Really, I want to take this data from right here all the way to right here when this opened up again. So I'm looking at all this window right here. Let's jump out to the 15-minute as we're doing this. So I'm using all this energy right here to figure out what is going to happen when the market opens. Now, typically, it's this time of year. This is, regardless, trading stuff. That's what we've been talking about. Just take a break, relax. Because price action doesn't really behave from day to day because we don't have all the players in the game. There are a lot of things are closed, the banks are closed, different across the world, things are shut down just because it's holiday time. But next week, this will be back on track. A lot of our stuff that we'll be talking about will be a little more exciting because we're going to be really utilizing the system. Everything will start to actually pump. So across the board, everybody's been kind of quiet. And people are starting to tell you what's going to happen. Be careful, because it's hard to really tell until the things smooth back out and we can really see the engine run down the tracks real good again. So, but looking at this market over the last 24 hours, right? So we're going to analyze this data and we're going to find our high and our low, which is today. The reason why this is pretty interesting is because here is the session opened up. I threw it on here. We got our 30-minute candle set up on here, and we're on the 15-minute. Everything's looking good. And one thing we use spot. So we use spot instead of perpetual charts when we find our levels. So we're kind of using that institutional leveling when we find these. That's just a little tidbit for you there. So in this information that's being printed, when we got the levels for the day and we got them put on the charts, we had our 30-minute candle up here that had already started to break down through. Then the other thing is we had our breakout trigger, and then our daily resistance is underneath the trigger. That's like, whoa, what is going on? That just shows you there's a lot of discrepancies that haven't really been played out yet. You can't really get too bullish just because it's starting to break up in this area because you have those weird layout. Then you have the breakout trigger that's way down here, or breakdown trigger way down here, and then you have your daily support back down here at 87. So obviously we got a lot of energy here in the morning, came back down right here in the session, but you can see, look at all this energy, and the session is right here. From here to here is kind of that trading window typically. Now you could trade the rest of the day, that doesn't really matter. For us, what we're looking for is pretty simple, right? So we put the lines on the charts for these triggers, and typically you have this resistance up higher, and it's working its way towards that. But what we are looking for is a breakout above this trigger or down below this trigger, the breakdown trigger or the breakout trigger. So once we got the close above, which would have been this candle, then you had this candle right here and this candle right here as well. So there's your confirmation candle of yes, this is breaking out because it closed above the line. And then you had two more candles close above the line. And then now you're looking at this candle in order to enter. For me, I'm already holding back because either really I'm looking at like, hey, this is going to pull back to this area, and it could be a test here for me to be able to take an entry. But what I want to see after that pullback is it to hold support, which is the 21 is the support that we hold. But I'm going to go ahead and still look into the 5 because this could kind of run right here and then run up. I do see in the back of my mind, though, I do know that the stoaches are topped here in the 15, and we want them the opposite way if we're going to go up. So that's what we're looking for here. The 5 minute, we jump down into that, and we're like, hey, let's get into this entry. And here we are right here on that 15. Here's that open, and then here we are on that 15. And what I see right away is we already have capped over right here. So my call is And ideally, I'm looking at this. Here's the left. Here's the higher high right here. This is already running up, and I'd be holding off because I want to see this down here as well and show that's going to hold. And then you can see it rejecting here. So if you're more advanced trading and you're actually following the system or following even the Kabroda trading system, this right here, if you were doing this quite a bit, you could grab this short. And basically, you're going to say it's going to go back down to the mean or back down to the original run up. So you could trade this a little further, but this would be the trade. Now, say you didn't trade it down there. Say hey, I'm going to go all the way down to the trigger. This is going to rotate and come all the way back down here, and I'm just going to sit in this and wait. Okay, yeah, that's fair. You can do that. So let's say you did, and then it starts to go back up right through here, right in this area. It started to break back above the 21. For me, my rule is if it breaks the 21, bam, I am out. I don't care if it closes above it or not. If it comes back and tested, it's already showing, it's already saying the bulls and the bears are going back to a neutral playing field, and either one of them wants to be able to take acceptance of which direction the market's going to go. So for me, when it starts to play this game, it's already giving control back. So the bears took control, right here they took the control, and then they give it back right here, in my opinion. You can take it as it is. Some people say they have all kinds of rules. These are exit rules for me. Just like I'm looking at this when I'm taking for an entry and it's going underneath, and I show this all rolling over, for me, that's a red flag that it wants to pull back to here, creating a head and shoulders pattern, and it's bearish. It's coming back. Now, we do have some come and take me levels, which are going to be right here, and right down here. So for me to say, hey, this is going to start to run, I want to see a break of this 89,250 and 88,880, basically, and then all the way down here at 88,575. Those are kind of some levels that I would want to watch for this to kind of start to show breakage. And then if it gets down in there, of course, we're actually breaking down. In the meantime, I'm watching it also come up and test the 21. If it ever comes up and comes back to the 21, the trade's over with. So I would have just got out somewhere on this breakout right through here, and I would have just got exited. So is it a good trade? 1-to-1, basically. Not a bad day to be able to trade. So that's what you're looking for. Now, again, I would want to watch for stoaches. What I'm watching for is stoaches to bottom out and run back up. Obviously, when this happened here, I would start to really watch and say, hey, we're going to get back above this. Let's go out to the 15-minute and see what's really going on. I'm still above the trigger, so that is still in play. But I need to get myself back above the 21 and have the stoaches where I need them. So the 15, I do want to see the stoaches back down in here. And you can see when they get back down in here, we're also back right down here on the breakout trigger area. So I'm looking at this right here, and I'm looking at this area right here. And let's go back into the 5-minute and see what we got. So I do have the 5-minute topping out, and then right through here as this starts to break, that could be, this is again, me wanting to take a little more action on the trading. This is what I'd be looking for, and you need to be trading when you do this kind of stuff. You can't just be setting and forget it. What we're doing is it's going to be aggressive trading, and you can see why, right? Well, hopefully I'll show you in a minute. So we're looking for this to top out right through here. We got the break back above. 15-minute never said no. It always held the breakout. It broke out. That was the breakout trigger. And what we're waiting for is this to confirm on the 5-minute. So you might ask, like, well, why didn't you get in here when the stoaches were on the bottom? Well, The reason why is because I'm below the 21, right? I needed above the 21 for me to go bullish in this. So I circled this area, which on the 15 minutes said, okay, we could go off of this. We're testing back in this area. So I want to get it back above. Well, it sat here, right here, and then it ripped. Yeah, or started to rip, right? I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to make some money. But didn't go very far. It ran up and did the exact same pattern that you see here. We're just going to bring these right here. Boom. There's your first. That's the highest high at the beginning. Then it came back. It did not break the 21. So, hey, I'm still in this. I'm happy. Let's let this go. But I'm showing you this stuff because I'm hoping that you guys realize, too, this is how you read price action. This is how you get out near the top. Everything is already topped out. Now, could it keep going? Maybe. But you know what the hard rock is that says, we're done with this? Again, ouch. The 21 again, right? So you got out at 0.5. Right? If that's how you traded, the trades I just built on here, very reasonable, fair stops. You knew the direction was. That's why you got in it. You had a reason. Everything I just explained was a reason. You weren't just randomly guessing on what the market was doing. And then when it didn't do it, you had a reason to exit and you took advantage of it. You put a little money in your pocket. You did 1-to-1 on the first trade, 0.5 on the other. For simple math for you to figure it out, is $100 invested would be 1 for 1. So for $100 I put in, I made $100 back. 0.5 to 1, basically with $100 example again, I would have made $50. So today I would have made $150. If you're looking at Kabroda.com and looking at our membership, pay for it, right? So that's it in a nutshell. That's all you have to do in whatever system, whatever you decide to do. If you want to be successful in trading, this is it. You have to have something that puts you on an anchor. You have to understand what you need to do, and that way you're creating solid habits, and you are going to start to be able to see. Your eyes will see success in the charts, just like you do when you learn how to drive, and then eventually you start driving on the road, and that eventually the person that's sitting next to you that is the expert driver will get out of the car. And now it feels uncomfortable when you first start driving, right? But you already know, you're dialed in. You know the habits you're supposed to do, and you just need to practice them, and you get better and better at them as the time goes on. So that's it, guys. I'll leave this alone. As you can see, we have closed the U.S. market. We've closed the PM market. And right now we are in the Asian market. You can see that they've been playing, and we are getting burned out. It can't get back up above this high levels. Let's see one big red flag for me when you run our levels with our smart engine that's behind it, is when you see the triggers set, and then you have a daily support or resistance stuck in the middle. This is your resistance for the day that's down here at the very beginning of the day. Something's fishy. There's something in the water right now. Let's be careful. Maybe I just kind of want to get out of the water and maybe not touch something. For me, again, being who I am and trading and be active in the charts, I explained exactly what to look for and how to take advantage of the market. And then be wise to know that more than likely we're not going to get this snap up. I'm not going to be running these high targets. That's about it, guys. I'll let you go, and we'll see you through the weekend, and we'll watch how this weekly candle closes and see kind of how we're structured as we're going into next week, when things should get a little more exciting again. So, all right, guys, we'll see you in the next recap. Talk to you soon. Thank you.